Selena being taken off at the get-go. Any sort of predictions of what will be banned out from the side of both of these teams?
Okay, according to what we have seen right now, first ban on the side of RRQ is going to be the Claw. Very safe, very cool hyper carry, and also a very favorable pick among all the players that we have seen throughout this group stage and the players. On the other side is the Selena. Selena, of course, by fact, has been one of the most priority bans here. But even if she is open, not many of the teams here coming from the side of RRQ would choose to even pick it out. For the last ban, I'm definitely predicting is probably going to be a Link if they really want to prioritize out. Because since they ban out the Claude, that literally shows coming from the side of Resurgence that, hey, maybe they just want to go in with an all-in assassin. We need to try to minimize as much of this assassin option as much as possible.
Perhaps so, but we do see a couple more of that sort of the options up in store for them. We talked about Loyi quite a lot, as we do see a little bit of that high priority for many of the teams to actually secure that.
Yep.
And speaking of Loyi, seems like Resurgence kind of took the hit. And of course, it's going to be really pesky to face off with something that can just teleport the entire team towards certain objectives, whether you want to go in for team fights or even escape from some of these sticky situations. But now, RRQ, first pick. Quite a number of options. We talk about Uranus a lot. It's still a very viable pick, but Esmeralda is a popular option that can actually hold her own lane very, very well, especially if you give it to R7 or the likes of Sin or any one of these guys in RRQ. They can definitely make it work very well.
And the thing is, it's also really great against the Uranus. It's not really the main counter because, let's be honest, sure, Esmeralda punishes Uranus in the side lanes, but depending on whose hands is currently playing, whether it be the Uranus or the Esmeralda, any way that fight that silence can go to anyone. But anyway, on the side here of Resurgence, they're going to be playing a little bit safe, still confident despite having the Esmeralda, still going to bring out the Uranus because he may not be able to fully conquer the Esmeralda in the side lanes, but will still bring out many options, many opportunities inside during that mid game towards that late game. And the second pick coming on the side of Resurgence is going to be the Bucks here.
Yeah, and I do think that they do have options on whichever one that they really want to face with the matchup of Esmeralda. They could also send Boxer to do exactly the same thing. Maybe he might not win that matchup hit-to-hit, but he can still sustain it pretty much well enough. Now we're looking at LG as well as Lemon locking in Kaja as well as Kufra. So RG will secure their very own support as well as initiator with the Atlas. And most of the time, when KZP uses it, the Fatal Links is pretty much that perfect tool for him to just vacuum everybody in towards the team fight, dispositioning some of these members. But, you know, is it going to be a lot harder because they have a Kufra as well as a Kaja? What are your thoughts on that?
Definitely, for sure. The thing is, I love the idea that on the side of Resurgence went for the Atlas because they noticed on the side of RRQ, that's a lot of engaging hero, a lot of heroes that can actually just initiate right into the middle, right into the front lines of the fights here, and that's going to be really hard to deal with. They need to try to find a way to either counter initiator or either fight back. Final ban is going to be coming on the side of RRQ. The last ban coming from the side of Resurgence was the Lancer, which I think was really great because they realized a lot of engaging heroes, they really needed someone to go in. But on the side of RRQ, when they noticed on the side here, they're like, hey, if they're playing with so much safety, so much defense here, they might try to go for a marksman instead of an assassin. And so to get rid of another mobile marksman, that's going to be the carry.
And of course, I do think that is a very smart ban. This is targeted towards the side of LY4. And I see a big smirk over there, some of these faces of RRQ early on. I think that there is a big surprise in store for us, but this is going to be the link being picked up. And mind you, the Angela is being opened here for RRQ. But then again, it will mean that they will not get a single marksman at all if they do opt for that. Now, RRQ looking to get Kagura here. So it's going to be relatively similar to the mechanics of the Atlas, of course, without that sort of the full heavy engagement, but they're going to be swapping that out for the Valir and looking for the Cho as well as he swaps out for perhaps the export key.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, dude. I have no... Is Esmeralda going to be their main carry here at this point?
I do think so.
Oh my lord. Because like, the thing is on their whole side here, the Valir is really good to really get the counter initiative, get the pushback, and it literally makes it really hard for all the Resurgence members, heroes to actually move into any towards this back line. But aside of RRQ, they just decided like, you know what? since you're going to be diving us already, especially since you already locked down the link, that's definitely going to be jumping in. Let's just go all in, and they're totally fine giving up the Angela as well.
Yeah, if we're really looking through its the grand scheme of things, we also here that's actually playing the Angela, which is very interesting because usually we see LY4 going on that marksman role. So this is going to be something that's refreshing for all of us to watch as RRQ takes on Resurgence for this best of 3, and whoever wins this will go directly enters the grand finals.
First game, this is literally a step forward for Resurgence. Should they even take a win or even 2 wins of RRQ to mark themselves in this history. But let's just see as we slowly move into the line of the dawn between RRQ and Resurgence.
That's right, and of course, without any further ado, let's head in towards the action here with the beautiful graphics, of course, produced by our producer. And yeah, we get all these angles checked here as we head in towards the land of dawn. Game 1, RRQ versus RSG.
Now, what do you think about the drafting a little bit, Aaron? Because to me, on the side here, for the side of Resurgence, very normal, very common lineup which you commonly see, especially during this hyper carry meta. But on the side of RRQ, quite similar until the point where it's just like, hey, you know, let's just bring in an Esmeralda to do as much damage as possible.
I do think that there's multiple layers to each and every composition, respectively. KZP keeping up with the damage output coming from the side of Vin, and my oh my, he's actually popping too much damage right there. It's a little bit concerning. They're going to go for the chase against LJ. They're going to collapse upon him. They might just actually look for that first blood, going in for the little wanderer as they will eventually secure that in the back. So that's really great news for them as they do get a little bit more regen off of that situation. Sin is probably going to be trying to fight back, try to pull KZP off, but a lot of all these members of RSG putting heavy focus over the mid lane. Now, back to his question here. There's multiple layers to both sides. You can see that the side of Resurgence is very sustainable, they are tanky, and it's really about LY4 here making the big plays with that Ling. As for the side of RRQ, however, you can see there's multiple heroes that they could use to engage, and of course to see how many of them could also carry the game in the later stages is also a very high potential for, you know, a hero like Esmeralda or even a Vin right there who has shown strength fighting KZP in the mid lane.
Okay, currently, right now, we already see both sides, both carries definitely being very optimal with their farming as well because they really want to hit that level 4 as fast as possible. L14 definitely officially already hitting level 4, but same goes for Sin as well with the Esmeralda. But to me, in this entire drafting, in this entire game, it all literally comes down to Lemon as he really tries to make the play. But anyway, Sin try to do as much damage as possible. Also, a couple of harass, even though they know they would not be able to have enough damage to kill Sana, but they just really want to force him out of position and just literally remind him, you overextend, we'll punish you.
Exactly, and it seems like Sync did buy quite a lot of time for himself to really grind for those levels as well as advantage. But oh no, Jason will be first blooded right here. KZP seems like he's being stuck in a hot place, but he will flicker away. Seems like the flame shot will not connect. Oh my goodness me, it's not actually not a flame shot, it's just one of the spells coming in from the side of it.
Yeah, man, the fireball really hurts and it looks very similar to the flame shot, but KZP, if KZP actually was level 4 here, that fight would have been totally different. And I think literally we saw RRQ literally capitalizing that kind of situation because they realized like, hey, he's not level 4, let's try to get as much fight as possible. Sana goes in with the sheer unity on the other hand, trying to go for that back line because they really want to contest for this blue buff. Lemon diving into a little bit too deep there, dropping down the Tempest as well. He's trying to get out of the situation, but LY4 just bouncing back and forth. But Vin just constantly pushing them back, and instantly LY4 will be burned alive. KZB trying to go back forward with the fatally will push back Vin. LJ still trying to get out of this situation, but Jason slowly slowing him down with the lows where definitely giving him so much love. Don't forget, Puppet on the string is going to be coming out very shortly as well. He gets a little bit low, and that is going to be the end of LJ's life.
Wow, beautiful execution. But however, in that sort of the fight inside the jungle, seems like the Resurgence managed to equalize it with that team fight, resulting in a 3-3. So as we currently look in towards the current state, Singh is feeling relatively confident to actually face off against Lemon's Kaja. You see that he's been cutting all the waves, and now he's getting that Divine Judgment. Instantly pops that element. and he's going to be A-OK. Oh, look at the damage, though. LJ flies right in, and that will be the Tyrant's Rage to seal the deal.
Dude, that was beautiful as well. Like, let me just constantly keep looking for fight. But on the other hand, for Vin, though, Vin's got to be careful because he saw a lot of enemy. Will flicker out and even bait out LY4 Tempest or Blade. Really well played, though.
Yeah, and R7 is going to be applying a little bit more pressure towards the turtle side. LY4 now being one of the highest level members of RSG is still trying to get himself highly farmed to face off against Sin much later on. And speaking of Sin, he's trying to actually steal one of these camps off, and LJ is definitely giving him a little bit of backup right here.
Still, LJ just poking a little bit, popping in with the Tyrant Revenge, but now they got to watch on the back as well because Phelan is going to be catching all three, and instantly Singh is going to be annihilating and shredding down side by side with LY4, and that's going to be followed up with a double kill for himself. R7 popping the final insanity as well. He really wants to try to get out of this kind of situation, but there's just too much damage, and LY4 just keep dashing it in and out. But Sing C will be falling out, even though it is a double kill, but that will be an unofficial count.
And of course, with that team fight, Resurgence takes the lead and will get this turtle for free. Such a big team fight. We really got to watch that again later if there's going to be any highlights brought to you by Yudu. Now, I got to say, the response rate coming from the side of Resurgence, definitely on point. Like, the moment that they know that Sin was about to actually go in for that sort of camp, they expected that there will be even more members by the corner of the river. And as they slowly position themselves, they just form and collapse upon them and eventually take this lead. And what they really have to do is find a way to actually extend it, because now they're 2K up against RRQ, and the Indonesian side seems like they are actually having a shaky start. Oh my, it's going to be a Divine Judgment and towards the tower as we look at Sin securing the kill. It's going to be Sync trying to actually push members of RRQ away as they've already lost Sana and they know that there's no point continuing this battle.
And this is where RRQ just slowly reminds Resurgence, like, hey, you know, despite you winning a couple of team fights, you just got to be careful because it's still not the late game just yet. It's still kind of early before, as we slowly move towards this mid game. Lemon is still going to be such a huge threat to you guys. And the thing is this, right? Lemon can literally, at this point, can ult anybody. Of course, he does not want the ult sync for sure. Uranus is definitely someone you do not want to be wasting a Divine Judgment on. But if he catches more priority cores, Unity, that's going to be quite a huge burst here. But coming on the side of the middle lane, Tempest Blade is going to be dropping down as well as LY4 still seeks to find even more members to kill here before RRQ really starts scaling towards that late game with that Esmeralda.
Yeah, and of course, as for the Esmeralda, only dropping once, I think that she would still be faring pretty well in the later stages, as you can see them trying to actually get multiple shields, especially when you have Jason, who also provides that shield towards the side of LY4. So Sin would enjoy stealing some of that away, as we are looking at Resurgence here, trying to actually look for an engagement right over the top side here, pushing the waves against R7. But while they're doing that, LY4 as well as KZP, they might actually take this one for free.
They're going to be quick as well, although second turtle might go to the side here of Resurgence. That's going to be really great as well, because Resurgence currently is just trying to get as much objective as possible, because they know they literally will feel a little bit more better with more goal, with more control as they try to dominate over this entire map. But we can see currently we can compare the levels, right? Right now, Sin is doing an absolutely great job. Even though despite losing a couple of fights, he's still able to keep up with the farm and keep up with the level with LY for here, both being level 11.
Exactly, and both are definitely going to be in a very equal matchup. And we really want to look into some of these stats, right? Like with Sync as well as LY4 really getting that snowball on point. We are looking at members of RRQ. Yes, there's going to be multiple angles that we're looking at, because from the side of the Kaja, it seems like he's going to be building a little bit more damage than usual. But over on the mid lane, there's going to be some commotion here. Last Insanity already being popped up. KZP soaking a little bit too much of that. It seems that it will be the boxer to fall, and they get nothing out of that for Resurgence.
Now they're going to be really careful as well, because they literally went into the fight without LY4 because they just want to buy as much time as possible, because LY4 wasn't really willing to come into that fight because he doesn't really have his Tempest of Blade, nor will the rest of the team doesn't have their ultimate either. So they do not want to risk it. They don't want to just take a chance to try to take a fight. They will be pushing up. But anyway, Jason will be falling down to the side here of Vin as they still try to look for even more objectives and even more jungle and areas for RRQ to control.
Yeah, absolutely great spot on offenses coming in from members of RRQ. As we can look at the number of total bans, it seems like half of the matches that we see in the MPL Invitational does not include a Kaja because of that high priority back in the qualifiers. But we're looking at the members of R7, of course. I mean, RRQ, we are looking at a Bloodlust Axe already being purchased. And of course, for the top side, Sing is just going to be pushing all the way, hoping to actually pull a couple of members of RRQ over on their side.
Big fight.
Sana though, Fatal Links, briefly connecting. LY4 will secure that alongside with Sana as they are looking to hunt down LJ. Here comes Sing as well as they secure a double kill for Sana as well. This is a good time for them to actually find even more opportunities. But here comes R7 using the last inside. He has the immortality, nothing much to worry about. Sing's just going to be looking to bring some of his HP down. But RRQ might need to actually open up more options here because they are not looking at their hot farm.
Still, by the way, Sing is still going to be diving in a little bit, but he has to use the Transcendent Wall to get out of that situation. But on the other side here, Sing going to be popping in with the Falling Star and will instantly get one kill for himself. Trying to look for a couple more because there's no more major kills. But sadly, LY4 already got his Tempers ablaze. He's ready to get back into the situation. Well, careful, Kasami gets a little bit low, but was still able to pull off the Fatal Links. But Sin is still alive, still so much shield. Takes down LY4. No more damage to shred that out, and instantly, all 5 members of Resurgence will fall to Sin's hand, earning him that triple kill.
What a big fight coming in from the side of RRQ. It looks like as if they were losing a little bit of their momentum right there, but they turned things around. Resurgence kind of started to lord a little bit tapped early, and eventually RRQ just collapsed upon them and put them all to the floor. Now, Finn might just actually have this opportunity to get that tier 2 right down below. Angela is there for the rescue, but LJ looking to position himself for perhaps the bouncing ball knock over onto its stack corner, but a little bit too risky. They're going to be waiting for the Lord before doing anything else. Sana though, we saw Sana getting 2 kills, and now he's getting engaged upon all 3 members here. Lemon, Sin, as well as R7 will be able to take him down, and KZP too late to the rescue.
This is the part where RRQ, despite losing a couple of team fights early on, but anyway, Divine Judge is going to be pulling Sing back despite him being the Uranus. Sadly, there's nothing going to be saving him at this point because there's just too much damage coming up from not just 1, not just 2, but from all 5 members of RRQ, and they're looking to end it. KCP going to go in with the perfect match to see if he can able to catch anyone with the Fatal Links, but Sin is just too tangled up, but he's still able to commit the Fatal Links, but it's still not going to be enough because Sing is dead. Sana is barely coming out alive. LY4 cannot engage without his front lines to hold down the main force, the main fighting team of RRQ.
We can see RRQ looking to actually end this right now as they take down the top side. Jason getting clipped over the bouncing ball, instantly gets deleted as we are looking at RRQ just crippling them one after another. RSC can still hold on. They have LY4 Sink as well, Sana, but Sink, he was blown up to pieces as well. LY4 cannot hold any longer. Game 1 belongs to the Kings of Kings, RRQ.
Really well played coming from both teams, and the thing is you can definitely tell